out of the town, out onto the roads. You travel across the free roads, the countryside granting you much to look at. You absentmindedly flip through your new book, Junior, as you continue to go. Quite a lot of interesting details. Of course, one of the finest literatures on this subject. Beyond that, you all kind of chat and continue along a journey. Moving past the roads until you finally get to a point where you need to go off-road and head into the woods of the new district of government you found yourself into. The Kurakami district. At one point, you had to travel off the roads a bit. Shou, you very silently started recognizing certain paths.
Shou, like, without any concerns, just, like, hard right into a bush, like, vanishing off the sides of the side of the trail.
We're going this way, I guess.
Walk, walk, walk. She just trudges ahead, like, it's weird. She actually, like, she walks slower than everybody else, but it's damn near relentless. Like, she has no change in pace whatsoever.
So, Shou, you know where you're going?
Yes.
Really? Figured you being out of the country for a while might have made that difficult.
No.
Shou, looking a bit, you kind of see the Peking statue sitting upon the rocky surface up here. A familiar sight you used to take trips to all the time when you were a child, back when you lived out, very early childhood, out in the countryside.
Scramble, scramble.
We're going this way. Burrow just, like, climbs up on the rocks, which isn't even really climbing, it's more just, like, a couple of steps for him.
Yeah, Shou just emerges from a bush next to Junia.
The candle doesn't seem lit on it, but it is present.
Walk, walk, walk.
Do you, want to light it, Shou? I've got some matches.
She stops as she was about to jump off the side of the rock face. I'd wondered what this was for. Is it like
know?
No, is it a place of worship or something?
Essentially, yeah.
I've been told that those are important.
They can be, it depends on who you are.
She like looks over and thinks, are any of you particularly religious?
Not especially.
I used to be.
I follow the path of divine beauty. But I must say, I think this fellow would look rather more charming with a lit candle.
You can produce a light. Lighting an antique match you have. It lights a flame, and the hand seems to radiate slightly, a warmth spreading around.
That is nicer.
A single light amidst the greenery. Rather like a lone star in the night sky. Poetic, is it not?
It's beautiful.
It's called the sun.
That's beautiful. You should write a book or something.
You, as you talk, he's like, oh, you lit it? Someone is standing and has been kind of looking at you, kind of shuffling around and lighting the candle. You turn your head and look down from the cliffside and see a woman standing there. Hello? She steps up slightly.
Master?
You see she has,
Hop.
a lit candle in her hand, like she was there to replace, she looks,
Thump.
oh, are you, she looks, are you from the temple?
No.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, I haven't seen, she kind of tenses back and, look, you look familiar. She kind of scoots up, scooting, looking at you closer. You see the tendrils on her hair kind of turning a bit as she looks at you.
Is this a friend of yours, Shou? You've got the same wooblies.
Shou's woobling.
Oh, gosh, I can't put my finger on it. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you look kind of like, Oh. You look kind of like Ayano, she says. I don't know if that... Sorry if that seems rude, I just...
So you know my mom.
Her face goes up a bit. The two, the two tentacles that seem to kind of always be at an upward, slope, kind of go even further up, and she's like, yes, I do. Oh gosh, that makes sense, you're Shou, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't think my mom would tell people about me.
She talks about you a lot, actually. But
my mom talks about her criminal daughter.
What?
Buru in the back.
I didn't know that part. I just remember I was too young to remember it back when I was there, but I remember you used to be at the temple for a while.
Yeah, it was a second home, I guess.
Yeah, I was, she kind of I just came by from lighting the candle, actually. I suppose, are you all, where are you heading to? This off-beaten path does lead to the temple. It was that childhood path heading there.
Yeah, we're actually headed to the temple. What's your name?
I'm Sumie. I'm Amiko of the Shrine.
Nice to meet you. These are my associates. Points. Up on the, dotting the cliff face, you guys are, in boss formation, towering up ahead.
Buru drops down, big thud, big cheesy grin, and he takes a deep bow. Very nice to meet you, miss.
She smiles but recoils slightly. Yeah, pleasure. She puts her hand forward and shakes your hand and kind of gives you a slight nod.
What's the elevation difference here?
It's about 10 feet, about...
Okay, that's enough. Junya holds on to his umbrella and jumps off and goes and they really, really short Mary Poppins down to the ground. Yoshihara no Junya.
Hideo awkwardly climbs down.
So, Yoshihara no Junya. I think I know you. You're pretty famous, actually.
Yes, the vagabond noble of the Yoshihara clan, on the run for the slights the Emperor has cast at my feet. But I pay them no mind.
Yeah.
None at all.
And she turns over and her eyes go, and that means you must be Hideo Fumikaze, bodyguard and famous duelist, right? She seems a bit excited now.
That's right.
Oh,
that's me.
She kind of realizes, wow, this is a lot of people. This is a lot of famous people.
You really missed it. Hideo actually got into a duel with the rat god.
What?
Mm-hmm.
She looks incredibly surprised.
Just yesterday.
Just another tale to add to the pile.
Did you win?
Oh, I think we could call that one a draw.
Buru leans in. He absolutely won. He's just being modest.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. She kind of lets herself get composed a bit. Though her tentacles also do the wiggle thing. Buru, you've seen this way too many times from her, so it's
Shows a distance away. She's acting almost uncharacteristically jittery at this point.
But yeah, if you wanna, I could guide you back the easiest way to the temple, no problem. If that wouldn't be too much trouble.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it, Shou?
She's making a face at you.
Buru's icon plays. Just,
She steps forward. She blows out the candle light on the actual candle she's holding and continues just walking with it back. She takes a curve around here and begins moving down and around, taking everyone in the direction towards the temple.
Buru just kind of leans back to Shou. Everything all right with you, kiddo?
Yeah, this is fine. I'm ready for this. I'm prepared. I have the soul of a swordsman and the focus of someone who realizes they're going home for the first time in a long time.
Buru pulls you in real close, wrapping an arm around you and just patting your shoulder a couple of times. You're gonna be fine, kiddo. I'll be right there with you.
She opens her mouth to say something and then just kind of nods.
He just ruffles your little jelly hair. You're a good kid, and don't think otherwise.
She focuses in and, like, gets her. Oh my god, they're adorable.
Yeah, you see up ahead there are 3 shrine, little shrine workers trying to do some kind of repairs on
they're
this
so
shrine
cute.
thing.
Holy shit.
Sumie leads the way with that and begins heading upwards and around. She looks at them, being their elder by at least a handful of years. She kind of approaches more quickly. Hey, how's it going? She kind of checks into their progress. One of them's, it sucks. And like, come on, you can do it. I know you have the know-how. We read about this in a book, right? You want to do masonry, so this is very simple masonry. It's heavy. I know. But come on. If we all work together on this one, you can lift it up. But I want to lift it up.
Shou actually silently just walks over and joins the line.
They kind of look like,
She doesn't respond, she just puts her hands on it. Come on. If we all do it at the same time, we can get it up. Shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah. Sumie kind of goes over in the side and kind of takes this side as you help their side, and you both lift it up, and it goes back up to the top and sits there, and then falls down inexplicably, like some strange kind of phenomena just causes it to continue to fall. Sumie kind of frowns. Oh, this is trickery. She considers staring at it a bit more. Hey, you can all go back now. Tell Ayano there's some kind of strange spirit inhabiting the stonework, okay? They all kind of start shuffling off and heading back. Heading out back up to the temple steps. Sorry for making you help with us.
It felt familiar. There's a lot more people with blessings than when I was around.
Yes, actually, it's been the jellyfish has been growing pretty rapidly in terms of followers. She kind of looks around. I think a lot of people are starting to, really look for service in temples. Maybe it's because things aren't going too well elsewhere. I don't know. But it's a concern, but I mean, a lot of people are trying all over, so I'm glad other people are coming to try too. I hope it works out for everyone. I don't know if everyone knows what they're getting into with it, honestly.
Shou actually nods at that. You notice that, like, compared to everybody else's more lively, like, hair that stands on end, Shou's is like a mop that is sitting on her head, and it is far more, like, languid and tired, and a lot of the color is faded from it.
But yeah, everyone has problems everywhere, so if you want, I'll take you up the steps a bit more. I'm kind of curious to hear what everyone else's stories are. I know I've heard a lot, but I don't know. I'd feel kind of dumb to not ask questions when I'm around such cool people.
Oh, there's not much to tell. Just,
Oh, there's so much to tell! But with this limited time opportunity, I would much prefer to hear your stories about this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know too much about Shou, but I do know a lot of stories, mostly about when she was at the temple not much about the apparent criminal backstory.
See, we already know about that part. That's why we'd be very curious to hear about Shou before.
Well, okay. Well, sure. I mean, there's a guest room that's kind of repurposed into a creative room, but I'll take you to the temple, and I'm sure Ayano is going to drag her away, so I can talk to you in that time. But let's get out of the sun. It's starting to get a little bright outside.
Sure. As they go by, Buru examines this, and he's like, "Would it be insensitive to your practices if I attempted this?"
It would be appreciated. I don't think it's going to work, actually. I'd like to see you try.
Might as well give it a try. He cracks his shoulders a couple times and then very easily moves the stonework around because he's just fucking huge.
It's you just lift it up, put it on top, no problem, and then it shakes a bit and slides off, almost like there was oil coated on the entire thing. But you know that wasn't true because you just touched it, and it falls back into the same position it was in.
Interesting.
We have people that can probably get rid of this, but I don't know, a lot of things seem to flock around temples. It's kind of strange.
Any other similar situations you've seen?
That's another story. I'll tell you about that a bit more once we're inside too, but
of course.
Essentially, it was back when I used to serve as a maiden for the snail. And
really?
So that was pretty interesting. She has you do a lot of really crazy stuff. She kind of begins taking further steps up into the dirty path and starts relating to you a bit of her own life story, talking about her own times in previous temples and etc. and all that stuff. She seems to be slightly, varied in terms of what she's done. By the sounds of it, at least all you get from one until you get to the steps, she's been in many temples, actually. It seems like she's a frequent temple swapper in a way. She actually explains that her two tentacles at the very top of her head are permanently pointed upwards because those used to be snail eyes, essentially. And they got, the blessing was changed, but they have that reminiscent factor to them, and now they're stuck upwards. She says it's no problem, she just wears a hat.
That's wonderful.
Shou actually reaches down to her hip, and she takes her sword, and actually she's gonna hand it to Buru. Can you hold on to this for me?
Of course. Any particular reason?
I don't trust myself to not make a mistake with it.
Buru smiles and pats her on the head. Learned woman.
Aww. You all take steps up. The stairway is rather long, but the path still gets closer and closer. You pass under the shaded trees and the surrounding forest on the hill.
Oh god, the power!
She moves up. Yeah, so it's been a rather crazy place. We have we have a few. We actually don't have too many people. Everyone's gone to the festival in town, so we only have some of the freshest recruits here right now. So me and Ayana are basically eating everything up right now. So, I mean, you've come at a good time to talk to her, since she'll be doing a lot of stuff, so she'll be around.
I'm excited to see her again.
Shou, squiggly line mouth. Excitement.
Everything after the word festival in town was just white haze.
You step up to the torii at the very top. It seems to be hanging with very particular charms. A little hanging jellyfish, essentially, underneath along the entry path. The slight little paper tendrils kind of turning in the wind. And in front, you see multiple people have assembled after hearing people were coming, to kind of see the new people coming. The symbol of the jellyfish itself is inscribed on the ground in paint upon the bricky surface, and the surrounding lakes are covered with lily pads. The entire place, after passing by the torii, you are just filled with a feeling of lustrous energy. It's both warming but also encouraging. In a place like this, you feel like you can almost do anything, as if nothing is beyond the capability of just you. The goddess herself, Kurakami, is one that is patron to all those who seek to perfect crafts, seeking very potent things, self-improvement, and thus the temple gives a similar aura to that. As you take steps forward, you see in the background there are some writing on scribes. One Miko is learning how to fish. Some fish in the pond just kind of forming around, seeming to be both real and illusory inside. They seem to be trying to pick out the difference with a little fishing pole and seeing what they should pull back on and what not to.
Has Buru been here before?
That's a good question. I know he's seen Ayana before. I don't know if he'd be on this spot before.
Yeah, probably
Unless
not.
he had any point to go visit the Jellyfish Swordsman after he was freed. So yeah, maybe you've been here once or twice.
Yeah, Buru just kind of looks around. Oh, just peaceful.
Yeah. This place is pretty nice. Gotta say. Makes you wonder why anyone would want to leave it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
token layer.
Yeah, she undoes the door, and then as that happens, she opens it up and takes you on inside as you all move further in to the shrine itself. Inside, you see a floor laden with mats, and Emiko over there seems to be placing a particular pink-tinted lantern into the water near the entrance. She puts it down, and then kind of heads off, sees you, and then, excuse me. She squeezes by, moving past you, and then going out the door behind you. Sumie is like, oh, there she is, and looking up, you see... in this spot, there is a woman talking to an assembly of people. Shou, this is your mother.
Oh, she's cute as a button.
Oh my god, Shou's dying inside, but out of character. Aww!
Buru comes running over. There she is, and she's still cute as heck.
All right. So, next up, Misuho. I just want to say that your feng shui has really improved lately, and the only real constructive criticism I have for you is to not place any more items in front of doorways and such, because we've had some people have some nasty surprises. Other than that, you're doing fantastic.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
She
starts making her way out.
she looks at the Miko next to her. Ageha, I'm very supportive of your choice to get into more horror style of art. I think it's very effective, and it has given multiple of our friend nightmares. The only thing I would like to point out is that you should follow your own creative voice and not follow anyone else's opinions. Especially not somebody else who doesn't have a corporeal form.
Of course!
God.
I'll get back to working. She kind of shuffles out, bumps into the pillar, and kind of twirls around and keeps going.
Oh my god.
And last but not least, Nino. Your exorcism has been fantastic lately. Especially with Art in the Shed incident. Still don't know where that demon went, but I don't know. Perhaps it possessed some other stone statue or something, I don't know. I don't think it matters that much. Anyways, I think that's it, girls. I think you should be returning to your duties for now.
They all kind of nod and start taking steps off. You watch them as you go and see other people entering as you do that.
Her tendrils goes up as a fucking radar as she sees Shou.
Shou is definitely sort of taking cover behind Buru slightly. Like, not full cover, but she's hiding.
Is that? And in a fucking flash, she's over here already.
Hair blown straight back.
She just picks her up like she's a
Hi, Mom.
fucking baby.
Hi, Mom.
And you're not my little crime bean anymore. You're back to being my lovely little jelly bean. She just hugs her, starts kissing her face. I should just mention, she is as tall as Buru is.
She's huge.
She's tall as fuck.
Shou has gone limp like a rag doll, and she's just making a pained, uncomfortable expression, but she's clearly she's accepting this, just like, hi, Mom, yeah, it's been a while.
Oh, this happens every time.
There's a deep and abiding sense of empathy.
After covering you in a couple more kisses, she puts you down.
Shou touches down, her tentacles are all pointed different directions. So, it's been a while. These
sure
are my
has.
friends.
Sure do wandering off a long way from home.
Sumie taps Hideo on the shoulder and kind of gestures to walk over and follow her, and she repeats that with everyone.
Of course.
No.
I hope have you heard what I've been up to lately?
I'm afraid I've been a little bit busy with my shrine duties and,
Mom, it's been years.
Well, guess who's well, you see, I didn't have time to read your so copious amount of letters to your poor mother.
Shou refuses to make eye contact.
Ayano's tentacles wiggles. Well, I'm sure that you and I are gonna have plenty of time to discuss what you've been up to.
Yeah, we'll go over it.
Oh, we will.
Shou, if she did sweat, would be, covered in it. Instead, she's just, she's got the same expression. She sees her friends wander away, takes a look around at the temple, and, in a quiet moment, she does look down and just mention it's good to be back.
She puts her hands on Shou's cheeks and just puts her forehead to hers. It's so good to have you home, my love.
Love you, Mom.
I love you too. Now, who's in the mood for some snacks?
Shou perks up, actually. I brought plenty with me from abroad. Got some stuff I think you'd like.
Oh. Well, it won't quite repay the lag of letters that I've gotten. I suppose this can suffice for now. How about we go and sit down and relax for a little bit?
She slowly nods.
Good bean.
Oh my god, she's so cute!
Sumie is quickly running through some stuff. Yeah, I heard that Shou used to try to swim through the ponds in the area. She just kind of spin around in circles with her tentacles and a little vortex, just a little thing go out. She stops and starts talking about something different once they walk in.
Something funny.
Sounds you?
Oh goodness, we have guests.
Expression on Pog looking at Buru.
I'll get some tea and stuff.
Oh, please do, dear.
She runs off.
Buru.
Is that Buru Kiyama I see?
Buru stands up. Oh, it's good to see you again.
She walks
Buru
up
does
to
a
him.
very deep bow.
She hugs him.
Oh, good.
Well, this is lovely. How do we all know each other?
Oh, her husband took my eye.
Oh!
This very matter.
Was that an equitable trade? You know, for the eye patch?
I mean, kind of.
All right, then.
To be fair, I had it coming. Honestly, thanks to him, weird way to phrase it, I see the world better now.
I doubt it, but okay.
More figuratively, Hideo.
It's from a different perspective, to say the least.
Precisely. Please, have a
Yeah,
seat.
I bet everything feels a lot closer.
It's all right.
Oh, but where are my manners? I gotta introduce myself to these handsome young gentlemen. Hello. My name is Ayano. I am Shou's mother and high priestess of the Jellyfish Shrine. She bows.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Allow me the distinct honor of introducing you to my master, Yoshihara no Junya. And I am Hideo Fumikaze.
Oh, Hideo Fumikaze.
I have your trading cards.
I don't, but there sure is a Hideo Fumikaze fan club here at the shrine.
Is that so?
Oh, that's excellent.
I'm sure they would love to meet you at some point.
I'd be happy to.
Shou looks up. Mom, this is June. Remember I brought him up a few times. He's the kid I met in town.
Oh, yes, the one that somehow...
Yeah, the one that threw me. Well, he's...
Please, it was more of a graceful lob.
Also the one that stopped our house from being bulldozed, turns out.
Well, you seem to be friends, and that's all what matters to me now.
Yeah.
You are thoroughly charming, madam, just like your daughter.
Oh my goodness, you know how to use your words on this old woman. She fans me around.
So, I feel like I might owe you guys an explanation. Shou kind of looks down. So, this is my mom. Hi. Shou's actually noticeably nervous at this part. I had the opportunity to, actually join the temple a while ago, and, I didn't think there was a future in it for me, she says, looking down. So, I took my own path, I guess, and, Mom took hers, and... Shou sighs deeply. I guess instead of doing what I did, I could have been here instead, so, sorry if I've been weird, she says, bowing her head deeply. It's like coming back and seeing the life I could have had from the outside, and I have been so uncomfortable since we walked in through those gates.
Do you regret the decision?
Shou stops. I don't think so. If I'd taken a different path, I wouldn't be me, so I don't understand how I could. She tips her head back and forth.
And consider this. If you hadn't taken the path that you took, you wouldn't have helped save those people in the town over.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But my hair would still be lively, and I'd still have... She points at the two, like, happy circles under her mom's eyes. Those wouldn't have faded.
But we wouldn't have gotten to go romping and gallivanting through the streets.
Hmm?
And I'm sure no loving mother could deny her daughter the pleasure of a good gallivant.
Oh, of course not.
Gallivant is one of the words you taught me.
Like father, like daughter, I suppose.
Yeah, no kidding.
She walks up to one of the pillows. Regardless of what path you take, you will always be my daughter, Shou. You know that.
Shou looks down. She's, like, actually noticeably embarrassed by all of this.
I would expect nothing less from you.
Just try to be...
Look at her pink hair. She's so cute. Oh my goodness.
Shou briefly considers trying to explain that this is her fighting aura now, Mom. But there are literally no words for her to convey that thought, so she just sinks into her tea, muttering to herself.
Buru looks at the embarrassment and decides to play good uncle. You may not be aware of this, but that's actually a tell for Shou. The fighting stance she's getting into. She actually has a few. She's learned a lot in her travels.
Hair shifts to the deep, insightful, appreciative hair color.
Oh, yes, I remember when she used to do that when she was little and practiced her whirlpool-style fighting in the pond outside.
Oh, I'm actually not familiar with
The
this
whirlpool
style.
style, huh?
Sumie chuckles.
I still have your floaties.
Split second, like, deeply embarrassed glare. You're getting more emotion out of Shou in the last 5 minutes than you've seen literally ever. Okay, Whirlpool style was, it was something that I made just in case you were, say, fighting in a, low amount of water, say 2.5 feet to like 3, which was deep for me back in the day. And theoretically, if your target was a wandering jellyfish swordsman who was, say, patrolling the temple, distracted, you would use whirlpool style to kick up a wave, perhaps splash it all over him, distract him, and then she reaches for where her sword would be, and then gestures in a single strike. Whack him on the knees, or the ankles if you're lucky, and then you'd skitter away before he could ever get to you.
I see.
Yes, and he succeeded in fanning away the water with his fan every time.
It's not a bad idea.
Shou looks down again. I didn't say I ever perfected the style.
Well, as per the jellyfish god's teachings, it's never too late to perfect your art, hon.
Might be worth looking into.
I'm too tall now. I need to use the main pool in the courtyard. I mean, like, not... I wasn't... Yeah, like, in theory. If I wanted to again.
Buru looks at her and then looks at her mom. Yeah, too tall.
Oh, don't worry, you'll grow into it, I'm sure. After all, both of your parents are very tall, so you should reach that sooner or later.
Mom, I'm almost 30. Stop.
But you will always be little compared to me.
I'm worried that that's factually correct.
I meant as an age, not as height, hon. You know that. Goodness, you haven't gotten over that since you were a teenager either.
Please don't bring up my teenage years. There's plenty of, Junior!
Yes.
You like words, use them.
Well, I believe it was your teenage years in which we met. Just back when I was a wee little goblin.
All the way back then.
No.
You showed me how to navigate the streets and how to really feel the character of the city in a way I never had before. I've always been grateful for that.
I do kind of, a weird part of me does miss the slums, but I guess followed the path I did, and looks over, so did Mom, to sort of get us out of that situation, and judging by the fact that she's currently living in this very nice temple, and I am still sleeping outside, I think you can find out who had the better go of it.
The world is your home.
I could not agree more. It is not your material possessions that decide who's better off or whatnot. It is
Well, let's not go too far.
Ayana, I could not agree with you more.
Sorry.
Sumie speaks up next to Shou a bit and kind of, hey, you did get to see the world though.
Shou slowly nods. At first it wasn't exactly my intention to do so, but over time I did come to enjoy it, yes. World's a big place. There's a lot of interesting things out there, interesting people.
She's staring and fascinated, and then you kind of stop at that, and she kind of blinks back. Yeah, I'm really curious about it.
Oh, well,
you don't have to go into it now if you don't want to. It's fine.
No. I guess this might be interesting. I used to pride myself a lot on how strong I was. I thought I was the toughest around. That's completely untrue. I learned that now. Oh, my word. In that last town we went to, we met lots of strong people. Like, obviously these three around me, but there was a kid named Sunjaba. Oh, and a mysterious swordsman named Boonji. I came to learn that there's plenty of strong people in the world, and during my travels up in Lancia, I unfortunately was defeated by one of them. Some sort of, I think they called them a saint? Opens and closes her mouth slowly as if trying the word. I thought I was tough. I thought because I'm from Rauji I was tougher than, well, any Lancian, but unfortunately I learned otherwise. World's a big place. There's a lot of strong people out there, and there's a lot of strong things to learn. She's like furrowing her brow and cogitating, trying to figure out how to like spin the words together. I realized how woefully ignorant I was based on my lifestyle, and I've made an effort to learn many, many things. Most recently, I've learned that, stops, looks over at, both, Junya and Hideo. I've learned that you can... She stops and she thinks back on the castle. I've learned how quickly a 5-story building can combust when properly adorned with flammable materials.
Especially when it's made out of those properly adorned flammable materials.
I've learned a lot of things about property and ownership, and I've even met a god today alone.
Ayano raises her eyebrows at this.
So,
Oh, really?
I wouldn't say that my journey has been fruitless. Maybe it's just my eyes have been opened relatively recently, but I'm starting to see that there are things worth taking back with you out in the world at large. People aren't just blunt instruments to sort of ram into whatever obstacles are thrown in front of them. Though that part's still taking a lot of learning, I'm going to be honest. Flashbacks to Shou just trying to wipe out Tokuchin. She sits down, crosses her legs, and focuses in. I still have so much to learn. Ugh, coming back here is just reminding me how little distance I've actually made despite wandering so far. Relaxes back on the mat and looks up at the ceiling. I don't know how you all do it. Don't know how you keep so many things rattling around in those heads of yours. For me, it's just empty.
Well, you know what they say, there's always more room to fill one's head with knowledge, more room to fill one's heart with beauty, and more room to fill one's stomach with food.
The big thing to always remember, Shou, is you're not gonna learn everything right away. And to be perfectly honest, you won't learn everything. But...
That's quitter talk.
Now that's my child.
Fair enough.
I guess I just had my moment of realization. Like, you think you're strong, you think you're tough, then it all comes crashing down, and then you realize you know nothing. Flattens out on the mats behind her.
Buru gets a pretty serious look. Yeah, everyone gets that moment.
Ayano gets for a split second a serious look on her face too, but it goes back to cheering. Don't worry, you have plenty of time, hun.
I just wish I went faster. Shou's like, yeah, you can tell being in this environment is making Shou weirdly childish compared to how she normally is.
The tea starts bubbling inside, or the water starts bubbling in the pot, and Sumie takes the tea leaves, puts it in, gets a cup, and starts pouring out glasses for everyone and handing them to everyone as they kind of sit down and relax from a few days' journey from the the town of Hirano.
Thank you very much.
Yes, no problem. She steps around and goes on over and starts pouring one for Ayano.
Right, well, we're not just here to reminisce and, I guess, wax philosophic. That I said that right? She looks over at Junia.
Yes. he's nodding his head approvingly.
I like to think Junior's like dipping marshmallows in his tea.
Hey, Hideo. Something seems off to you.
Uh-oh.
Something? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have a restroom?
Oh, well, we do have some houses around the side of the building.
Yeah, that'll do. Thank you. Give me just one moment. So sorry.
As you step out there.
One of his
Huh?
one of his many charm points, his tiny bladder.
Hideo, you as you start stepping out, you hear the slight sounds of footsteps moving away very subtly on the mats as they move. Only something you could really perceive with your trained ears. Someone is moving inside of here.
Oh, shit.
Let's see here. Something isn't right. But my abilities lie in fucking with other people's ability to perceive things. Not having particularly good perception on my own.
On
Well,
the
I
other
mean-
hand, I feel like there is an element of set a thief to catch a thief.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone is moving around. They're pretty obviously behind this pillar. They're not particularly the best at being stealthy, you actually think. They have some experience, but it's like saying the experience is someone who was never properly trained. Even if they have 10 years, they still don't know some fundamentals.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to very quietly sneak up to the other side of that pillar, keeping in mind one of the fundamentals of stealth being that if I can't see your eyes, you can't see me, and so I'm just gonna move over to the other side and I'm going to draw my sword and just boom. Oops, one sec. So I get to the other side and then pull my sword out and put it like right here, like at the guy's neck or body in a threatening form, and then step out. Who are you?
Ooh, who am I? Well, that's quite the question.
I already don't like your voice.
He stands there and you see his form. There's oh god, he's disgusting.
Oh no.
You see he steps fully out, and he moves with a deftness, a speed that you would not expect for such a gaudy, disgusting man. He dodges back, darts, and then pops out to the center of the room. And as he stands there, he flicks his hair back, his mask in a perpetual expression. He stares directly at you. Simple name. Simple indeed.
Oh.
Tentomushi, a pleasure.
Oh my god!
no.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, that's a lot.
That is, I love that. Ninja disguise is perfect.
Oh, that's so much.
Oh my god.
All right, pal, that's strike two.
He stays on one foot and kind of hops back and switching between the two of them. Whoa. Calm down, Mr. Hideo.
You've been awful quiet.
Yes, I have.
Maybe if you were here to visit, you might announce yourself.
Well, I wasn't here to visit. I was just stopping by to keep an eye on how you were doing and all your friends.
Strike three. I throw my sword at him.
You throw the sword at him. His expression doesn't change because his mask is from the nose down, a permanent expression of a licking lip.
Oh my
I hate
god.
it. As you throw the sword, he ends up kind of leaning back and then grabs the sword out of the air by the hilt and kind of uses the momentum to push it onto the ground. He then lifts himself on the hilt into the air, twisting and turning and flipping and then landing on top of it with both his feet. Tentomushi, the Ladybug Assassin. A pleasure.
Yeah!
I've always wanted to try my skills against, a legendary swordsman. He stands. I was tempting to eavesdrop, but I think that's gone and gone. Instead, I think I'll just take you out right here, Mr. Hideo. He says loudly where everyone can hear him in the temple.
Hey gang! Hey gang, there's an assassin!
Ayano, seeing all of this, is going to take the first step. She puts her hands together and she starts channeling divine energy.
Oh.
Pearls of light start swirling around her. Laces, white and shining, become shining jellyfish in the air that she summons forth and sends towards the assassin.
Oh shit.
Shou actually, lets out a, you're gonna wanna run. Not at anyone in here, at the assassin!
He doesn't seem to, he seems to turn, and in a moment, a knife emerges from his jacket, and he stabs himself in the arm and waves his arm in the air slightly. It looks far less, interesting and cool than he thinks it does, but his blood spills out, inky black. And
Ooh.
as that happens, these rivulets of energy approach, Shou, you've seen this. These destroy people. This is dangerous, but when the ink flashes in the air, the rivulets enter and impact it and seem to instantly be destroyed, consumed by the blood itself. And from that, the blood kind of shakes and fires back in little pellets, crashing into Ayamao and causing almost little tiny Iraqi bullet wounds to appear inside of her body. He hops down from the sword. Idiot! Divine magics have no use against me! I am blessed by the inky blessing!
Before he finishes that sentence, she is in his face, grabs it with one palm, throws him up in the air a little bit, and elbows him in the face down into the ground.
He hits the dirt, and then just kind of like scampers as the blood on his body is like launched outward again, kind of like from pumping down and like just like just potatoes. He just like and the blood comes out, and it seems to channel out into a cloud momentarily. And when that happens, he scutters away. He jumps out a window and runs outside.
Ayano stumbles back a couple of steps. Just, and she falls oh so daintily onto the ground. Oh no, I have fallen and I cannot get up.
Are you, like, actually okay, or I'm actually concerned here?
She holds like a hand to her face. She's fine.
Yeah, no.
And she's like,
Shou.
oh no, Shou, they got your poor mother. Now you have to defend me and show your sweet moves.
Shou's just looking at the hole in the ground that this man punched through it. She looks back at her mom and, like, just aloud says, probably would have been better to take the jellyfish. He's probably got a broken sternum or something now.
I'm so frail. My old age. Oh, man.
Shou wanders back over and, like, sees that both Buru and Junya seem, like, legit concerned, looks down at her mom, and then lets out a sigh, and actually the corners of her mouth twist into a little smile. Of course, Mom. I'll do my best to protect you, you person who definitely didn't fight a bear.
Junya is 100% taken in by this display and sort of like French dips Ayano. Please rest your weary woobles in my bosom.
Oh my. She sparkles and flowers in the background. I trust my life in your noble hands.
Yeah, so while the other people do stuff, an anime scene goes on back here.
Shou walks up to Hideo. So, who was that?
Gosh, I sure did forget his name. He called himself a ladybug assassin.
Okay.
I threw my sword at him, and he was already so injured by that he just had to escape as soon as he could. I picked my sword up, put it away.
There isn't a drop of blood on it.
Yep, it was that fast.
Okay.
Blood didn't have time to get on the sword.
She like turns over to Hideo, just nods like she buys it. Okay, we probably gotta find this guy and stop him before he comes back. Mom has like a 3-strike policy. She's willing to play along for strike 1. You make it to strike 3, and he'll be in like 3 parts around the entire temple.
Oh, then this problem solves itself.
I mean, I guess. She says, like, peeking back around the corner. If you want the person absolutely destroyed down to a fundamental level where we get no information from them, and also there's a huge mess that we gotta clean up.
Also, the Nikos are quite sensitive.
Hideo starts, like, weighing each option in both of his hands. All right. Let's find him.
Yeah. I don't know if Buru would, because the reason I asked that was like I was genuinely like not certain. So, but I think Buru, since he knows these people pretty okay, he probably knows. Is like, oh no, you have been injured. Maybe we should find a place for you to rest.
Here, I shall lay you to rest on these pillows and leave the security of this place in our hands. We shall find this rapscallion and deal with him in the name of hospitality.
Well, I can take one of these pillows, but I'm actually going to peek out the window because I want to see this.
Yes, such a grave. Come with me. We should leave the woman be. She's been gravely injured. She doesn't need a couple of yammering men.
Sumi, darling, please bring some tea over here.
She's still kind of confused and a bit, oh, okay.
Tea with healing herbs, I assure you, Junior.
She goes over and pours some tea and sits next to the window and watches as well.